Hi everyone, this is Claudia, and this is my entry for the narrative speech. So, since I was very young, I've always been very opinionated and have never been afraid to speak my mind. My family always thought that I was very mature for my age, but even knowing that, nobody could have guessed what would happen during one of our family breakfasts in 2001 when I was about 5 years old. So, to give you a little background, when we lived in Mexico City, our entire family lived in the same neighborhood, which is very common. So that means that every single Sunday we'd get together, eat breakfast, and then we'd go do el tianguis together, which is like a little weekly flea market, and then we would go to church. So it started off like any other Sunday morning, nothing weird about it. My grandma and my mom had been cooking breakfast all morning like they usually did, and I was setting the table with my aunt when we got a call that my grandpa's on his way, so we decided to wait to eat a little bit until he got there. So when he arrived, he had this very solemn look on his face, and he proceeded to tell us that the doctor had told him that he didn't have a long time left to live. And my grandma, her face dropped. My aunts all looked incredibly worried, and everybody was giving him words of encouragement and saying, it's all gonna be okay, we love you and stay strong. But then I, a 5-year-old, got out of my seat, walked up to my grandpa, and said, Grandpa, how can you ask us to pity you and take care of you when you won't even take care of yourself? You smoke a lot of cigarettes, you drink, and you don't take your medicine when you're supposed to. So until you do that, don't ask me to feel sorry for you. Except in Spanish and in a lot more colorful language. Now, this may sound harsh to you, but I love my grandpa with all my heart, just like I love the rest of my family. So it was making me really angry to see him not take care of himself and then try to make us feel bad, our family has a tendency also to be very dramatic, so he wasn't actually on the verge of death, the doctor just told him, if you don't start taking your medication, it's going to shorten your lifespan very significantly. After I did that, everyone was dead silent. I don't think anybody expected those words to come out of a 5-year-old's mouth. But no one yelled at me because they knew that I was right and I'd said what was on everybody's mind. Skip forward 15 years later, though, my grandpa is alive and well, and he's been mostly tobacco-free since that day. They tell me that he smokes an occasional cigarette on special occasions, but that's better than 2 packs a day. He also significantly lowered his drinking frequency and is now taking his medications when he's supposed to. So that goes to show you that tough love works, number one, and number two, that words are incredibly powerful, especially when they're honest and coming out of a kid's mouth.